I'm Alex Dykes, and today we're taking a look at the 7-inch Chevy MyLink system in a 2014 Chevy Malibu. This is the same system that you'll find in a few other Chevy products as well as certain Buick products. This is one of my more favorite systems out on the market right now, but it is a little bit confusing because Chevy uses the MyLink brand name for this software as well as for the software that you find in the Chevy Silverado as well as the new Chevy Impala, and it's not the same setup. The Silverado and the Impala use software that's based on Cadillac's Q system, where this software is completely different. The reason that I like this versus that other system is this software is very responsive. It's also very easy to navigate around to. We have more physical buttons down below here than you'll find in that other system as well, most notably these preset buttons down below. One feature that seems to be common with most of these systems is an openable display right there so you can hide things behind there. One of the reasons that I really like this system is because it's not only a touchscreen system, but most of these buttons are either duplicated with physical buttons down below, or you can navigate it using this physical dial right here. So you can use this dial to go over to now playing, and you can hit enter, and you can get right to that screen. There's a back button if you want to go back to the home button right over here. These are touch buttons on the side. Now let's go over these features in order. This is the home screen. We have multiple pages right there, and it can be reordered. You can always go back to the home button by either pressing home, right there on the screen, and we get this basic screen right here. Now playing takes you to the source that's currently playing, fairly obvious there. We have AM, FM, XM satellite radio. All these icons are reorderable. Navigation, if your optional package includes that, depending on the version of the car you're in, it may be a $795 option. Again, it really just depends on which vehicle you're in. Over here we have our Bluetooth phone interface. This is a fairly typical Bluetooth phone interface. It does offer most of the basic features that you'd expect out of a modern system. The navigation software in the system is very easy to use. It's an awful lot snappier than the other Chevy MyLink branded products. We also offer Sirius XM traffic information, as you can see on the screen. Destination entry is very easy with natural voice commands. We can directly access that navigation setup right there with that nav button, and destination entry by hitting that destination button. You see we have our usual bevy of destination input options, and we can repeat our last voice command by hitting that repeat button right over there. The system also offers Pandora and Stitcher smartphone integration. All you have to have is the app on your smartphone. You don't need to have any additional vehicle-specific apps like you would with BMW's iDrive in order to use those. Going over to the next screen, you can see our single-slot CD player, which is down here. That's where you'd find the controls for that. iPod interface, auxiliary, Bluetooth audio streaming. We also have apps for weather. This data is collected by Sirius XM. You can see what your current weather forecast is. We have destination entry there as a separate option. Again, that's duplicated with that physical button. System configuration right there, and the tone settings right over there on this tone button. That is the only thing that I find as a flaw in this system, is that if you're over here on your home page and you're playing Celine Dion or Shakira or whatever it is that you're playing on your iPod or iPhone, and you want to change the tone, you either have to go back to that button or you have to hit this tone button down there, and then you can change the settings right on there. It's not quite as intuitive taken solely as a touchscreen interface, but I do like the fact that they do give you this physical button bank down here. That is one redeeming factor that you don't find in many systems because these buttons are just fairly logically laid out. On the last home screen, you'll find movie information, fuel prices, quick info for the car, as well as pictures. They're all fairly self-explanatory. Quick info gives you audio info, navigation info, your 5-day weather forecast, nearby fuel stations, etc. It's accessible either via that home screen button or yet again via a physical button. Compared to my Ford Touch, I like this system an awful lot more. It is very snappy. It doesn't offer the same array of commands, especially voice commands, as my Ford Touch does. It's not quite as slick as Chrysler's Uconnect system, but I do find the system one of the easiest to use, definitely not a detriment to any Chevy product. Really, the only problem that I have with General Motors' new direction seems to be that the Cadillac Q software is taking over instead of this software. So right now, this software you'll find in something like a Buick Verano, a Buick Encore, as well as the Chevy Malibu, but you won't find this software in the Chevy Impala or the new Chevy Silverado. Those use an entirely different version of Chevy MyLink. I will pop a link down below so you can see our infotainment review on that particular system.